The streets were talking, Jason, and they said that the state of the franchise needed to occur this week after the 49ers swept the Rams, and that's exactly what we are here to do. You already know the vibes. Drop those spicy sourdoughs in the chat. Let's get this thing going right now. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. That's Jason Aponte. I'm Brad Graham. We are here after the 49ers have swept the Rams. What are the vibes like today, Jason? Because we did say, I don't know if we were going to do State of the Franchise this week, but we had to get it done.
The vibes are immaculate. And usually, Brad, we come on here and we want to be full of analysis, full of insight. I want to let you know that this isn't the show for you if you're here for analysis and insight. What this show is for all of us to dance on the bum-ass Los Angeles Rams. And if it sounds like we're gloating, it's because their fans are crying. It's because their YouTubers are shitty, all three of them. It's because their fans, all seven, are upset. And if you think we're gloating, it's in response to the fact that you cannot handle the fact that your team is not making the playoffs this season. Your team got exposed and has bigger problems. So we're here to dance on that. You know what they say about kicking a man when they're down? Don't do it. Well, you know what? This ain't the episode for you. It's about kicking the Rams while they're down.
We won't kick the man. We'll kick the Rams, though. That's for sure. The Rams deserve a good boot in the rear, and it's phenomenal. I don't know what it is, Jason, but something about sweeping those Rams just brings a sense of energy. I mean, we talk about it all the time, but something about that Rams pack, it just hits so smoothly.
Man, it's the freshest, it's the hardest hitting. Like there's different strains, but there's something about the Rams pack. There's something about beating the Rams when they've had 2 weeks to get ready for the 49ers. Yes. We got them now. And
right where we want them.
We got it right where we want them. We're going to cut it out tomorrow. We're going to figure it out. Nope. Y'all are in deep-ass trouble. And you better pray to the football gods that the Arizona Cardinals continue to struggle because you finna finish in last place. This has turned into a two-team NFC West race. And that second team is the part that is a bit surprising for us.
Absolutely. And even going back to that game on Sunday, the 49ers didn't even play their best 60 minutes. But I think what we did like most about it is that they showed up in the second half. Fred Warner talked about it. He said they went in as a unit saying we haven't done well in the second half for the majority of the year. And I think that's something that you and I have talked about. You see it on the Twitter streets tumbling around. The San Francisco 49ers came out with a mission, and they completed it because it was still a close game going into half, and the 49ers really took care of it. So it's really fun to go down to the 49ers vacation home in Southern California. Shout out to the Rams organization for building us such a beautiful vacation home where all our fans can meet up. It's so nice of them. You just look at the stands, they're all red. It's beautiful. You wouldn't even know that the seats are actually blue.
And the tweet of the year, the TikTok of the year was the 49ers fan who is using a Rams towel to clean the what is it? I believe it's the
railing.
Right, the railing. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And someone asked, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm cleaning my house."
Who's
49er fans? Stay petty, please. Stay petty.
Please.
Don't ever change. Please stay petty. I approve the pettiness, man. I approve the pettiness.
Yeah, we try to take some humility when we go into facing other opponents. That goes out the door when it comes to the Rams. Like, would you say right now, you go back to those 2012, 13, 14 teams, it was 49ers, Seahawks, when you looked at rivalries within the division. I mean, do we even call it a rivalry when the 49ers have swept them 8 games, 4 times in a row? But there's just something about playing those Rams, man. It's fun. It's fun to beat them, and it's fun to just come out on top. Would you? How would you rank those rivalries? I mean, there's different types of elements to both of them, but where do you come with both? Where do you land on both of those?
Those Seahawks 49ers games, and now the 49ers biggest game in the second half happens to be the Thursday night football game against Seattle, so they don't ever go away. You've got to put Seattle up there because they actually won games against the 49ers. Hey, look.
I think B&A says it right here. It's not a rivalry.
Yeah.
It's bullying.
Right. Like, look. I love the Rams fans. Still own you in the playoffs. You're not going to be there, little bro. You're not invited. That's the best part. Is you won't get a third chance this time because you're not going to make the playoffs. That's the best part about it. Lockdown Ramsey. You tell me. Anyway, it's the Seattle game. Seattle games. They actually won games in the regular season, and they actually, were the bane of the 49ers' existence, right?
They were.
The Rams are not. They're just not.
No, they're like our little brothers.
They're all right.
Kind of play with them, have a good time with them.
The best way to put it is
a little bit.
The best way to put it is this: it's not a rivalry if you don't win games. So
fair enough.
For the Rams, I will give you this. Sure, you won the NFC Championship last year. Dope, cool. Fire up your YouTube app whenever you're feeling down. We all have it. It's a free app, and watch last year's highlights. The best part about last year is that doesn't count a damn thing to this year. So when you're feeling down, guys, Rams fans, for you, when you're feeling down and you're feeling like, damn, the 49ers won't get off our neck, man. I'm tired of losing to these guys. I'm tired of losing to Jimmy Garoppolo. Just fire up those Super Bowl highlights and it'll make you feel good. But then just remember when it's done, you have to come back to reality and say, oh shit, that has nothing to do with this year. So yeah, it's cool. Enjoy. That's fine. But last year's last year. This year's this year. Ownage is ownage. Y'all keep getting swept. Don't blame me. Don't. The Rams fans are more mad at 49ers fans than they are their own team for getting swept by the 49ers every single time. Like, don't blame us. Blame your team. Look at your team. You can't run the ball. Your offensive line's bad. You have no secondary threat. Sean McVeigh completely freezes up when he faces the 49ers, like going into the half and not trying to score. What happened, bro? What happened? And he just completely loses all of the things that made him, a genius in the eyes of the Rams fans and everything. Just remember, don't get mad at us. We don't play. Get mad at your team because they played and they keep getting their ass whipped. So, yeah, I don't know.
Over and over again. And Rams fans they're coping big time right now. They're inhaling that copium at high levels at the moment, and they're trying to do whatever they can. But insult to injury, we had Albert Breer report that maybe Sean McVay's time with the Rams isn't going to last too much longer. He said it's tied to their 4 main pieces. Does that mean the window is closing for those Rams?
That's the thing. And I kept saying this when everybody was like, well, they're trading all their picks away. It's because Sean McVay doesn't plan to be here for that much longer. Like, he got his look. You cannot argue the results. They got a Super Bowl out of it, right? Mm-hmm. And after that,
they went to a Super Bowl with Jared Goff.
Right. So, but you win the Super Bowl, right? Like, and after that, it feels like Sean McVay was trying to do the one thing that he made sure he needed to do, because if Sean McVay decides to leave, he'll be a highly coveted coach, and for good reason. But that's what I always try to explain to people about, well, what are they doing, Morgan? That implies that Sean McVay wants to be there, that is going to be there longer. That's why that whole F them picks thing that the 49ers have, and we'll talk about that as well, too, because I got a little mini rant on those picks that everybody was so worried about with Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, no. Not the second, third, and fourth.
But it's always been that. It's Sean McVay sitting there saying, I need to win a Super Bowl. I don't care what happens to this team 5 years down the line if I'm not going to be here. So that's the part that you need to remember. So kudos to Sean McVay. You got it done. But I'm not shocked at all to hear that there's grumblings of Sean McVeigh leaving. I saw somebody just join the channel too, man. Shout out to Jedi, man. Appreciate that. But yeah, I'm not shocked at this at all. He did what he had to do, and that's it. Like, and he's gonna leave, and that's fine, you know. But Rams fans, when it's 7 years down the line and your roster is barren and you have like no sort of recourse because you've traded everything away and you continue to try to trade away, you tried your best. Like the Rams lost back-to-back weeks. They lost Christian McCaffrey on their bye week, and then they lost to Christian McCaffrey out of the bye week. It's a tough time to be a Rams fan right now. It just is. It really is. And I don't know the feeling.
I mean, they just they can't get over the Jimmy Garoppolo hump. That's what it is. Jimmy Garoppolo, I think,
too handsome.
Too handsome and undefeated against those Rams. Gunner says, no lie, guys. I still hate Seattle way more. And of course, they have the lead when I get where we're supposed to be terrible. Go away already. Yeah. And I feel it. You know, the Seattle Seahawks have been the pain in our behind for the better part of a decade. So I can definitely understand that. It's just a whole another level of fun and trolling when it comes to beating the Rams that I thoroughly enjoy.
Hold on. Because one of the two Rams YouTubers decided to pop on one of my shows.
One of the two?
Yeah. If they don't have fans, if they have fans, then they have less YouTubers. So if they have 7 fans, they got 2 YouTubers. Okay. So one of them pops in and asks me a stupid ass question in which, you know, usually Spicy Aponte goes like, you know, full red, and I eloquently answered and calmly answered this question. Can the 49ers run the ball? Yeah. 4.6 per carry with Jeff Wilson before Christian McCaffrey.
Right.
Can the Rams run the ball? No, they can't. They can't. And I eloquently laid out the fact that the Rams have stylistically personnel problems. Okay. Like, this isn't something like where we're just like talking shit because we're 49ers fans over the Rams. You have problems offensively. That's why you're ranked dead last in the NFL in offense. Has nothing to do with the fact that Van Jefferson's coming back or, wait till Darrell Henderson. No one cares. You have problems.
They can't run the football.
They can't run the football. Matthew Stafford's not right. And you need something more than Cooper Kupp. Okay?
Yeah.
Odell Beckham could sign there today. Okay. And it doesn't fucking matter at all. None of it matters with the Rams. You are in deep shit at this point. That's your business. I wish you nothing but the worst. But at the same time, don't get mad at us when we point stuff out like this. Seriously. Cook them. Again, don't come talking to me about facts. I even have 49ers fans. I had one 49er fan tell me, well, Christian McCaffrey is our new slot wide receiver. I don't know where he got that from, whatever. And then said, I can't wait for the Rams to double him so you guys can see how terrible this move is.
So someone was praying on the McCaffrey downfall? That was a 49er fan? Man, these people are weird out here.
And
man.
I literally went in and was like, yo, bruh, you can't double a running back. But he's a slot receiver, you moron. 188 total yards later. Look, I'm not in the mood to play with anybody, man. It's supposed to be the week off, right? This is supposed to be the week off. We don't have to preview a new game. We don't got to preview a new
we're chilling.
game. Yeah, we're chilling. Don't make me cook all of you. Don't make me go off on all of you. Like anybody. Anybody can catch it. So stop playing with me.
This is quickly going to turn into the receipts episode. We're going to start pulling
receipts. For sure. For sure. And we told you all week, the San Francisco 49ers are going to beat the Los Angeles Rams. No questions asked. And there were still people, I don't know, man. They have problems. And this doesn't mean that the 49ers are world beaters now because they beat a team that you continuously beat over and over and over. But what it does mean is stop talking to me if you're a Rams fan. That Rams YouTuber that's popping his mouth and running off on like literally the only engagement he gets is because he's talking about the 49ers. Sean McVeigh figured something out in the first half. The fuck did he figure out in the second half? Figured out nothing.
Hey, Jason's cooking right now.
I'm not playing. I'm not playing with y'all. All you do is talk crazy to us. Okay, cool. So when you talk crazy to us and it doesn't come true, don't disappear. I haven't seen Jim Everett. I haven't seen Ramley Sports Report. I haven't seen Marketing Pro. Where y'all at?
Marketing Pro.
Where y'all
what
at?
a gem.
Where y'all at? Go. I'm sorry. Chili said he wants to get his donation read so I can stop talking. My bad. I apologize.
Chili said join the Discord. Chili, drop the link if you got it. I don't have it handy at the moment. But we also got Scope dropping a super chat. He says Phyllis, Dallas, Minnesota, Giants, Atlanta, Seattle, and the Niners are the current playoff picture. If the playoffs started today, what are our chances winning the NFC title? I'm assuming.
Scope 0. The Rams, the Eagles are 7-0, 8-0, right? 8-0.
Jalen Hurts is cooking. AJ Brown is on fire.
And seeding
They
doesn't
just
matter.
added. Who did they add? They added the Bears defensive end Robert Quinn, and did they trade for someone else too? They're making man.
It's 0 in terms of being the number 1 seed. Winning the NFC is very high. Oh, you know what's funny too, Brad? Can we cook the national media real quick? All right,
Yeah,
let me open this up real quick.
Oh, he's getting
it went from I don't know about this team, man. They're the 49ers are the team you don't want to face. Nobody wants to see the 49ers.
Team in the NFL.
Most dangerous team in the NFL. See how funny that is? Real quick. 1 week.
Week to week,
one
man.
Week.
It's a week-to-week league.
Week to week, it's so funny. Now, every single thing, ESPN First Take, Get Up, NFL Live, Skip and Shannon, First Things First.
Well, they see Christian McCaffrey go out here, throw, run, and pass for a touchdown, and their minds explode, and they're like, hold on a second.
I don't know, man. Nobody wants to see the 49ers now. How quickly? It's so funny to me. That's why it was always chill out, let things play out. And the reason, and it's not because they beat the Rams, right? It's not because they beat the Rams. It's because of the fashion in which they beat the Rams. And now reinforcements are coming after a bye week. This team is getting stronger right now, right? Like Azeez Al-Shaair is going to be back. Dre Greenlaw is going to be back. Jimmy Ward is going to get back to being free safety. Jason Verrett's going to start right out of the bye. And now you're talking about this team getting healthier. Eric Armstead possibly could help. Javon Kinlaw might be on the field. Like, these are things. Juszczyk will be back. Debo didn't play in this game. Like, these are the things that have people nervous. And for good reason. Now the 49ers are back right on track. And that's why everybody, week to week, is moving from, well, they've got really big problems to, well, you don't want to play the 49ers. You don't want to play the 49ers because defense travels. Mm-hmm. And they'll be able to do whatever they want on defense. And we've seen it happen. It's not about the top seed or the lower seed. It's about who's the hottest and the healthiest. And if the 49ers can continue to get healthy and stay healthy, they're as dangerous as anybody.
Absolutely. And to kind of talk about what Scope's saying, I don't know if the 49ers are going to win the NFC, but they get into the playoffs. Anything can happen. It's a brand new season. So that's all the 49ers need to do. Starts with their division. Got to win the division. Got to sweep Seattle. If you can sweep the Cardinals as well, that would be fantastic. The 49ers roll into the playoffs at the top of the NFC West. Once they get into the playoffs, anything can happen. And, of course, you see what the injection of life that Christian McCaffrey brought, so much so that they took their leading rusher in Jeff Wilson and traded him away to Miami yesterday. What were your thoughts on the trade of Jeff Wilson and also, too, let's wax poetic a little bit on Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey's him.
He is him, right?
For everyone worried about second and third and fourth round picks, sometimes second round picks are Dante Pettis, sometimes third round picks are Trey Sermon, sometimes fourth round picks are Joe Williams. I don't care.
I don't understand it. I didn't understand it in real time. I had people like, of course, you and I, we're content creators, so we go live when news breaks.
Yeah.
And in my chats, nonstop, oh, they gave up too much. Oh, with the 49ers have no picks now. What are they going to do? They're selling. Like, what?
I don't care. Are you guys eager to find the next Trey Sermon with your third round pick? Are you eager to find the next Dante Pettis with your second round pick? I don't care.
And they all
I
said it
don't.
without even knowing what the draft capital was.
Right. Exactly.
The
I don't
49ers still
care.
had 8 picks in 2023 left over. And they add another one, a 5th rounder with Jeff Wilson. 2 of those picks being 3rd-round comp picks.
2 things about Jeff Wilson. First of all, thank you for your time here. And you have been an invaluable member of this team. Whenever your number was called, all you were a consummate professional. You were somebody that anytime that you needed to be leaned on, you were able to be leaned on. I feel you. Thank you.
Great locker room presence, great leader. Teammates loved him.
Drip off the charts, man. Like that picture of him in complete Gucci head to toe. That is something you cannot teach. That is something that's that dog in him that you cannot teach.
You just have it.
Good business is flipping an undrafted free agent for a pick. That's just good business. It's just good business.
Return on investment.
Absolutely. Now, I understand the hesitance, injury history to basically everybody on his team. Forget running backs, right? Like I understand that portion of it.
Right.
But it shows the confidence in Elijah Mitchell being able to be back. But it does.
He'll be back at the end of after the bye.
But this is one thing that people forget. This organization looks out for the people that look out for them. John Lynch spoke about Jeff Wilson saying, I've loved my time here. I've actually loved my time being featured. I would like to go somewhere where I can be featured and used. And John Lynch did the best thing for him and the team and moved him and got a pick for him. Mm-hmm. Jeff Wilson is about to go spell his old buddy Raheem Mostert, which is essentially, Miami is 49ers South at this point, right? We're going to have a tough time when it's Miami week to figure out whose revenge game is it. Is it Mike McDaniel, Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, River Craycraft, Trent Sherfield? Who are we trying to figure out who it is? But it goes to show the dynamic between the front office and their players. Mm-hmm. He enjoyed his time being featured, and always when his number was called was very, very productive.
And at one point was leading the league in touchdowns.
Right. And the 49ers did right by him. And they said, I respect it. We're in a good spot to do this. If they weren't in a good spot to do it, they wouldn't have, but they granted his wish. So for me, the Jeff Wilson move is just purely good business. Good business. That's it.
It was. It was a tough because you get attached to players, right? Especially when you're a fan. So to see them go, it's kind of like a divorce that you didn't want to occur. You're like, oh, we got to stick around. But of course, you put your business cap on and you understand that Jeff Wilson was a free agent. The 49ers likely weren't going to resign him, especially after you add Christian McCaffrey and you have Elijah Mitchell on a rookie contract. You draft TDP in the 3rd round and you have Jordan Mason, who I think is a bit of a confidence boost for how I feel that this team feels about him, that they feel comfortable enough to get Jeff Wilson. Touches? Probably not. He's going to be all right. So he's going to be a rookie special teamer. That's about it. But we have to
start.
Here.
We have to start prayer circle. Jordan Mason touches. Like those are that's the prayer circle.
That's the next prayer circle coming out to buy. Jordan Mason touches. But really, the 49ers feel confident with where they are at with their running backs, and they should be. And with Jeff Wilson, it's a win-win, I think, for the San Francisco 49ers, because we knew Elijah Mitchell was going to come back and he was going to take over that secondary role that Jeff Wilson was kind of holding down, which would have pushed him to 3rd string. And we already know, we've already seen the workload that Christian McCaffrey will require and will take up. And you want him to be able to play a lot and get a lot of snaps. And talk about return on investment. Those 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round picks look like nothing right now. And after 2 weeks, 1 full week of practice, Christian McCaffrey goes nuclear, and one of the better performances we've seen in a hell of a long time from anyone in a San Francisco 49ers jersey.
Cup Goat says the only talent y'all have is Debo, CMC, Kittle, Trent, Bosa, Warner, Hufanga, and that fullback. I hope that's trolling, because that's like entire teams like hoping that they had those sort of weapons. Like it's just
He popped in here, I think, on my live yesterday. So I would imagine he's continuing to.
All you've got is Kittle, McCaffrey, Debo, Ayuk, Trent Williams, fullback, Warner, Hufanga, Mooney. That's all you've got. Like
Greenlaw.
Greenlaw. Like all you've got are these stud players. I mean, you're not even
Armstead's
really,
coming back.
You're not even really that good, man.
That was a good troll. We like that one.
No, I like it. And if you're trolling, I love it. I mean, either way, you can't hurt us. If you're true, like if you're really truly doing this like on purpose, you can't hurt us. You're only hurting yourself. So I'm good. Yeah. all you have is a solid roster all the way 1 through 53 or whatever. Like, that's all you got. Oh, okay, got it.
All you have is one of the most talented rosters in the league right now. How dare you? Omar says, can we call the SF traveling fan base the Red Sea? It's fine with me. Sounds good.
Oh, yeah, I like it, man. And
49ers
pretty
go
funny.
everywhere, man.
It's pretty funny, man. Pretty funny. There was, I feel bad for the few Rams fans that were there. I feel like the Rams fan base has been reduced to Matthew Stafford's wife, the owner of the Rams, and his family, and about like 3 other fans. Seriously. I went to the NFC Championship game. I went. And you know what? The Rams won that game. It was still way more red than it was like in Inglewood. Like I was there for that. Like, and again, it happened again. This isn't something that is a one-off. First of all, 49er fans take over any stadium, basically. Like I went to Philly last year. They were deep. I went to Tampa Bay in 2019. They ran that entire stadium. 49er fans are everywhere, and they travel everywhere. But Rams fans,
it's the most passionate fan base in the NFL. You can't convince me otherwise.
Ram fans, come on.
They spend their hard-earned money. They'll. I talked about this, I think, on an Instagram comment not too long ago. San Francisco 49er fans will scream, yell until they're blue in the face about this team, and then they will turn around and spend half their paycheck to go support the San Francisco 49ers. If you give them a winning product, the 49ers, win or lose, they're going to be there regardless. But the way this team and fan base travels, I mean, the franchise appreciates it, the players appreciate it, and it just makes us look like the dopest franchise out right now.
Not only that, y'all some rich ass people. 49ers
hell
fans.
Yeah,
y'all rich as hell. Y'all rich as hell. Like,
how do I get like them, man?
Right, like I see you in LA. You're over here.
I see guys going to every game,
every single game. How? Bro, I got free tickets to Atlanta. That shit set me back 3 years. I might never go to a game ever again. Like,
bro, there's been like 4 away games. I'm like, I'm gonna go to this one, and I said, nah, I'll get the next one. Still waiting to get to that next one.
I don't get it. How you, whatever it is, y'all are invested in Dogecoin, whatever's going on.
Like, I don't, baby.
Like, yeah, something like
they cashed out on Bitcoin early. Good for them.
I see so many of the same. Like, I'll go to one away game and it'll be, this is my 5th away game. God help you. How did you do this? And how on earth did you save all this money?
Stymie boys still to the moon, apparently.
The stimmies is still cooking. What? Like, if they ever gave us one more stimmy, man, 49er fans are about to cook everywhere. Like, it's crazy.
It's pretty amazing to see, but I'm fine with calling them the Red Sea. I got no problems with that. Jerome says Chef Aponte has Chef Ramsey cowering in his own kitchen. Aponte's cooking this episode. I freaking love it. Anytime we get Aponte cooking, this is get your popcorn ready.
Brad, we talked about it, right? Like, apparently on Victory Monday, you let everybody know that we're doing State of the Franchise. Thanks for letting me know. I would have loved to have known this. This is information that I would have loved to have known.
I was in the zone, man.
Yeah. All right. But at the same time, I woke up on a Wednesday and said, you know what? It's time to cook. This team, and it's so funny because yesterday I went live right after the Jeff Wilson trade, and somebody in the chat was like, so much for taking the week off. There are no weeks off. Especially when this 49ers team is in the position that they're in, ready to make noise. There's no weeks off, and we take every single chance to work. And Brad was like, I was like, hey, we up today? And I was like, you already know the shit. So
and you hit me hella early in the morning, too. I didn't even see it till way later. I was like, oh, shit, this dude was ready to go.
Hey, no days off, bro. No days off, especially when we are cooking the 2 Rams YouTubers and 7 of their fans. We are cooking. Like, that's how we move.
Rob Goddess says Aaron Banks appreciation message. He's been good. He's been great. He's been phenomenal. I've enjoyed everything that I've seen from Aaron Banks. The best thing about Aaron Banks is he's getting better week to week. Yeah. He's continuing to improve. Started with Chicago, had some bad plays here or there, but he's improved upon everything. And the best part is he's still not a finished product. Like, and we're looking at him and a guy, it's been recorded that he's given up 0 sacks. I'm pretty damn sure he gave up a sack against the Rams, but I guess it didn't get logged that way, but whatever. He's been really good, and he's going to only improve and get better. I've really liked what I've seen from Aaron Banks. What do you think about the young second-year player out of Notre Dame that got the bust label before he took a snap? Really?
Let me dial it back because, it's just been me shit talking this entire time. Let's put the analytical hat on. Yeah, he's been great. And again, hats off to this front office. They see the vision before many fans do, many analysts do, and they understand what they're trying to do. The funny part is Aaron Banks was brought here to run the Trey Lance offense and thought that would be his strong suit. And yet here he is now performing in the Jimmy Garoppolo offense, which is completely different than what they had planned for Trey Lance. Again, we talk about picks not mattering, or anything like that. You have to give props to them for hitting on Aaron Banks, sticking with him, understanding the vision. And it just makes this win all the more exciting because he is still improving. He does still have places where he can get better. And that's the scary part. It also helps that there's a guy next to him that's the best in the world, probably giving him some pretty good advice and also playing, high football next to him. But yeah, look, the way that this team wants to be built is within the trenches, on the defensive side, on the offensive side. And now Aaron Banks looks exactly the part as what they thought. Kudos to this front office, as usual. Home run hit in that draft. And that's the thing about, well, you reach for this player. It's not a reach if he hits. Don't care about when you get him. If he's a hit, he's a hit. So there it is. I mean, good for Aaron Banks, man.
Big time, because I think he felt the pressure going into the season. I if I had to put myself in Aaron Banks' shoes, trying to fill in for a Pro Bowl guard in Laken Tomlinson, that's a big task to fill in. And two, when you look to your right, your center isn't a veteran in the sense of he's got a lot of starts under his belt. You're working with a vet, but he's getting his first starts in the NFL too. So it's not like you can feel comfortable knowing that you're kind of really secure on both sides. You can feel really good knowing you're secure with Trent Williams. But let's face it, Trent Williams missed a big chunk of this year already, missed a big chunk of training camp. You and I were there. We saw they were constantly rotating different tackles at left, at right. So for Aaron Banks to really take these steps forward, and again, I'm really excited for year 3. We're still in year 2, which is his first full year as a starter. But through 8 weeks, Aaron Banks is worth the second-round draft pick. He is absolutely made the 49ers look really smart with that pick. Again, I think we all looked at it originally when the pick was made, 6'6", 330. We typically look at 49ers offensive linemen as shiftier, more nimble, quick-footed, and he seemed more like a power scheme guy, right? Like what you're talking about, more fitting the Trey Lance offense, more gap scheme, things like that. Well, the 49ers, they're still running a lot of gap scheme. So even with Jimmy Garoppolo, so it just kind of transitioned away from the outside zone and things like that. But what I'm really excited about is I think Christian McCaffrey in this offense is going to bring back the outside zone. And then I think we're going to see the 49ers offense, Kyle Shanahan, really start to cook.
Can we gush a little bit about Christian McCaffrey and the Christian McCaffrey effect? Okay.
It was a terrible trade, Jason.
I don't know, man. The second-round pick.
There's so many picks. What are the 49ers going to do?
I mean, a third-round pick, it could be Tyler Davis Price or Trey Sermon.
It's just not a good move, Jason.
All right, look. Two things. One, Christian McCaffrey's not going to have to handle the ball 26 times when Deebo Samuel's back. But
just wait. Debo's not even on the field yet. Holy hell, man.
But wait.
There's more?
Christian McCaffrey makes Jimmy Garoppolo better. And
my
here
God.
we go. Let's talk about it.
Did you see it?
Let's talk about it.
Please.
Watching the film
let
from
people know.
Yeah, watching the film this week was a joy, as opposed to last week of literally watching the film and deleting it from and then literally setting it on fire and just putting it like out of my mind. Okay. Jimmy Garoppolo not only was afforded pass protection this game, and especially in the second half, like to the point where he was able to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's that McCaffrey guy. Let's get the ball to him.
When does Jimmy Garoppolo hit a fifth read check down to a running back? When does that occur? Has it ever occurred? I don't know if it has.
No. So, look, when people talk about making it easy for the quarterback, it's not. It will not get as easy ever in the world as it's going to be going forward. Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel. You know what Kyle Juszczyk does? And this is the part that people kind of forget. Kyle Juszczyk, when he goes in motion, helps identify things for Jimmy Garoppolo. When he goes in motion and you see a guy go with him, now Jimmy's like, oh, shit, it's man. Okay, I like that. In base personnel, he's able to call those things out and make things easier. You know what also is easier? Ayuk's covered. Kittle's covered. Debo's covered. Oh, right. That check down is right there. And not only is that check down just somebody that you're getting the ball to and just hoping to get a few yards, literally the first person cannot bring down Christian McCaffrey, and a behind the line of scrimmage pass can turn into 7 yards.
The first person is lucky if they get a finger on him because he's so shifty and can juke you out your shoes.
It's so good to see these things. And look, there's a lot of discussion about, well, the 49ers have gotten production from, undrafted free agents, 5th round picks, 6th round picks. Now you are watching an elite running back, and Kyle Shanahan's imagination is just running wild.
Isn't it weird that people use that as an indictment against the Christian McCaffrey selection or the trade? Oh, he's turned Jeff Wilson into one of the leading rushers in the NFL.
He has. But imagine
Raheem Mostert. Look at these guys.
But imagine what you could do with a guy like Christian McCaffrey.
Imagine giving him a superstar running back / wide receiver, like a guy who's like a wide back embodied. Like he can do multiple things. Watch out, Jimmy. He might be coming for quarterback 1. You seen that spiral Ayuk? That was beautiful.
So Splash Cousin Jordan, I feel like, had the tweet of the year this past weekend. The Rams traded for Marshall Faulk, and they wound up winning a championship. The 49ers traded for Marshall Mathers. And they are on their way at this point. It's classic. It's so good.
Which is hilarious because CMC
he also dressed like Eminem
as Eminem from 8 Mile for Halloween. Dubbed everywhere.
Incredible, man. That's why Jordan is who he is, and that's why
walking W.
Yeah, that's just a dub. But yes, that's the idea of having someone that elite in an imaginative offense like this, right? So this is where I had to disconnect with people. Oh, well, you've gotten all this production from Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert and all these. Yes, but now there's an elite running back who is going to join, and he is the most explosive running back since Raheem Mostert. And no disrespect to Raheem Mostert, can't catch the ball in that way, cannot create mismatches. If you want to put him out there on, in the slot, whatever it is, he's a linebacker's worst nightmare. And Kyle Shanahan loves to pick on linebackers every single time. That's how he does this thing. So, yes, Christian McCaffrey, I don't care about the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th round pick. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't want to know who's the 2nd round pick. 2nd round pick, 3rd round pick could be Ambry Thomas. Don't care. 4th round pick could be a punter. Don't care. Like, none of that matters at this point, right? He wasn't brought here to win a game in October. But what you saw is what makes everybody so hesitant and makes everybody worry about how do we stop the 49ers? How do we game plan for every single thing? We said it was pick your poison before, but it's pick your poison for real now. Like, it is really pick your poison at this point. You are not about to be able to stop this offense as long as these pieces are healthy. Bottom line.
Jesse said, "What Brad said, superstar. Put my hands under my pits and smelled them like Molly Shannon." That's a great.
Jesse's
It
wallet.
just gave me the visual. I was like, I see it right now happening. I see it just... But I mean, let's be honest, man. You talked about it a little bit with Kyle Juszczyk. Kyle Juszczyk wasn't out there. Kyle Juszczyk, I've said it for a couple years now. I believe it's the focal point of the offense. And when I say that, where Juice goes, the ball typically follows. And they use him in all different types of ways. And he's the lead blocker. You add Christian McCaffrey in there, but you start moving Christian McCaffrey out. And we've seen it. Look at what they did to Ross Dwelly with the Rams. They completely no respect. They were too worried about Christian McCaffrey. They're too worried about Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, that they left Ross Dwelly just go down the field wide open.
Wait,
and those are
Jimmy threw a pass 30 yards, air yards in the
for
air
the first time in his career as a San Francisco 49er.
Oh, y'all in trouble now. Now it's
for
not
the
just
first time.
Not just a handsome quarterback anymore. Now he's like throwing dots down the field.
It's wild that Christian McCaffrey beat him to it.
Yo, dude. And you know what's funny is that like that was the first thing that I saw pop up. They were like, "Oh shit, man, just start McCaffrey, man." And I'm just like, "Oh my god, man!" Like it's just so funny.
2v1 coming in.
It's just so funny how like this is the thing. It's like everybody's like, "Oh, I can't wait to see what Kyle's got cooking up." Kyle's cooking up a lateral to him to throw the ball down the field, like. It's not even in the run game. It's not him in, getting him in space against a linebacker. It's about how can I get Christian McCaffrey to throw the ball and suck the whole defense in. It's so crazy to me, man. It just really is.
How do we get the ball downfield? Christian McCaffrey.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. That's so funny.
Coach loves it. I know he does.
What's happening, bro?
Coach knows it's a vibe when it comes to Christian McCaffrey. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate to everyone who sent a super chat.
Oh yeah.
So far, I got one that I haven't got to, and that one's from Scott Hill. We'll get to that one in a second because I still want to talk about Christian McCaffrey. I'm enjoying it quite a bit because I still don't think we've seen the full buffet that Kyle Shanahan is going to cook up.
What I will say is this: is Christian McCaffrey's touches are going to go down and decrease, right? When Deebo Samuel's here.
They're going to be able to spread the ball. They're going to, once defenses start attributing 1-2 guys to basically mirroring or keying on what Christian does, it's going to bring open other things. And that's why earlier in one of my lives, I compared him to Stephen Curry in the sense Steph creates gravity when he's on the court. Wherever he goes, they have to be aware. Where's he going? And it changes defensive adjustments as a result. I think Christian's going to do that same thing more so than even what Deebo did last year as the wide back. And then when you get both of them on the field at the same time with Kyle Juszczyk, with George Kittle, with Brandon Ayuk, good luck opposing defenses. Kyle's going to put you in a blender.
It's not hyperbole to say that this offense is going to put everybody in a blender at this point. Like it's really not. And the way that
it's up to them to execute. I think that's where we're still at.
That's it. But you know what's funny is here we are again talking about the only team that can beat the 49ers is the 49ers. Right at this point, right? Like, so here's the thing is what Christian McCaffrey does is when we talked about this, the week before, I think it was the week before that as well too, that the offense wants to run these 10, 12 play drives, but you have to be perfect on all those drives, right? Like you have to be perfect on every single play. You don't have to be perfect anymore now, right? On 3rd and 7, if you throw a little pass to Christian McCaffrey, which is 1 yard beyond the line of scrimmage, and he gets 8, now you don't have to be perfect anymore. So again, Christian McCaffrey showing up opens everything up for everyone else, and just causes another problem. You're seeing a guy run across the line, and you're watching them, and everybody's eyes are going that way, and then guess what? The play's the other way, and it's to Christian McCaffrey who can make guys miss. No disrespect to any other running backs that have been here because they've done a bang up job, including Jeff Wilson, Raheem Mostert, all of those guys. But you're not Christian McCaffrey, and Christian McCaffrey is a difference maker. And when people talked about, well, will this move the needle? It moves the needle because in a pinch, when Deebo Samuel's injured, in a pinch, when maybe one of your guys are down, Christian McCaffrey can shoulder more of that. for you.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about his touches decreasing when Debo's back and when this offense is fully healthy and him being more efficient. It's not about how many touches. It's about what he does with those touches and how well he works with those few touches. So the injury concerns, well, Christian McCaffrey is going to get injured. He's not going to touch the ball 27 times in a game. Again, as a 49er, as long as these guys are all healthy, he is not going to touch. There's only so many touches to go around. But this week, knowing full well that Deebo Samuel wasn't going to be there, it's cool to lean on a guy who can throw it, run it, catch it for touchdowns in the same game. I'm still buzzing off of the electric performance that he put out there.
And as a former offensive lineman, there is a relationship between running backs and O-line because O-line don't have eyes in the back of their head. They're going to a spot. It's up to the running backs to help aid the offensive lineman in getting the defense on the correct leverage. So when you see Christian stem outside and then cut on a dime back against the grain, those blocks all fall into place because Christian is setting them up, and then he's able to make the physical adjustment to cut, and then it puts his offensive line in a great position to make the blocks. When we look back to last year, when we look at Trey Sermon running the football, when we look at Elijah Mitchell running the football early in his career, that's what they were missing. There wasn't a cohesion between the running backs and the 49ers offensive line, but Christian McCaffrey is again, pro superstar. He is going to absolutely help everyone involved, and he's going to be phenomenal. Coach says everyone is interested in CMC with Debo and the starters, but I'm in love with what they can do with Elijah and him both on the field. Picture split backs, both with off tackle speed, and then we go gun. Oh, God, it can be fugly. Shout out, Coach, for the super chat. Appreciate that, man.
That's the thing is Elijah's back. Debo's going to be back. There's ways to...
Juice is going to be back.
Yeah, like, how do you defend this team? How? Juice is good for one big play each game where he's going to be lined up somewhere against somebody that shouldn't be guarding him, former tight end, former quarterback. Did you know that Kyle Juszczyk went to Harvard? Brad, did you know that?
Did he?
Oh, yeah. No. I
think that's the first time I've heard that.
Okay. All right. So that's breaking news. Okay. So just in case. But yes, this is it, right? Like, there's still a way to efficiently distribute these touches. Everyone is going to eat, as quoted by the great Jim Tomsula. Everybody's going to eat. And that's what makes it so scary. Now you're talking about a week where they can get healthy, bring reinforcements on defense, figure this thing out a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it's funny, Brad. I was told the 49ers can't win games at the half when they're losing. I was told that there are no adjustments that Kyle Shanahan makes. I was told by 49ers Twitter for a long time, and yes, I'm going to take a second victory lap, that DeMeco Ryans is exposed, won't be a head coach somewhere else.
Oh, I saw those comments. You guys victory lap DeMeco Ryans too soon.
No. We are not letting that slide. How dare any of you even imply that DeMeco Ryans is not going to be a head coach somewhere else, that he is somewhat exposed? Everybody goes through rough patches. But it's so funny because there's so many tweets before in that first half of last week's game on Sunday. So many tweets that are old takes exposed fodder. Like, literally everybody. This is why, one more time, this is the last time I'm going to present this argument to you guys. Your fans, I'm not telling you how to fan. You can do whatever you like. Yes. What I will tell you is stop being so damn reactionary. Stop going over the damn top sometimes. When you feel like you're about to say something that is reactionary and you're about to hit send, don't hit send. Delete the damn tweet. You know,
do what I do and send it to the drafts.
The drafts.
If you feel like you need to get it out, type it, hit the drafts, and then marinate on it.
And put that
shit away. If you really want
to
send it, then send it. But just
it's wild to me that people will sit there and say, well, DeMeco's exposed, and then 2 hours later, Man, D'Amico really made some really good adjustments. Oh my
You know,
goodness.
I really think I was
You
wrong
only
about
are
what I
embarrassing
tweeted about
yourself.
D'Amico Ryans.
Yeah, you are only embarrassing yourself at this point, okay? I'm not telling you how to fan. I am not telling you how to go ahead and root however you want to root. What I am telling you is calm down. The emotions get high for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody during the game, their emotions are high, right? Like you've got a few adult beverages in you, you're feeling it. Okay. But no, man, chill out. And Spicy Aponte is not reactionary. Spicy Aponte is out here to cook, and that's all he does. Like, and we're not talking about like reactionary. We are talking about when it's done. I have walked away from Twitter during the game, and I do not tweet. What I will tweet are things that are a matter of fact. Hey, didn't convert here on this play. Didn't do this on this play. That's it. That's all you have to do. But there are people that have literally tweeted, D'Amico Ryans needs to be fired. I can't wait for Kyle Shanahan to go. When the game's over and they whipped on the Rams in the second half, everybody's lauding their adjustments. Chill out. Relax. It's a long game. It's a long season. It's a long-ass season. Chill out. I'm tired of it, man. Because now you are starting to give people put the battery in other people's back to call 49ers fans 40 whiners. Seriously.
Oh God, the 49er fans have earned that name. I mean, it doesn't represent everyone. It's those loud reactionary fans that make all of us just look like whiners. You hate to
That's
see
the
it,
thing.
man.
It's like, it's okay, man. It's okay. You're, you know, the first drive, I get it. You know, the first scoring drive, they're committing penalties, 17 play drive. It's frustrating. I get it. I get it, man. It's been, and it's not just something that you guys are like jumping off on. And I will say this, I will give you credit for this. It's not something you guys are just jumping off of because of the one drive. It's literally 2 games of this over and over, right? Like, so I'll give you that. Your
No, that's all
frustrations,
season.
right? Your frustrations built up. I
Started
get
week
that part.
one.
I get that part. The problem is the internet's forever. You can delete them tweets all you want, but somebody saw it and
Someone
everybody
screenshotted it.
remembers. And everybody remembers. So again, let's chill out. Let's watch the game. Let's watch it develop, because the same people that were literally calling for every single coach's head in the first half were the ones talking shit and talking about whose house and where the Ramley at and all that. Oh, okay. Like, chill out, watch the game, let it develop, and you'll get to that. That's it. Like, I've had that on my heart for a while, and I hope this is a safe space, Brad,
Very
and
safe.
viewers. Yeah, I wanted to get that off my chest a little bit, right? Like last year, I learned a valuable lesson about being overreactionary, right? Called the season when it was 3-5, right after the Arizona game. I said, the season's over. This team's cooked. Guess what? Guess who looks like a bozo? Me. When I learned that lesson, I learned something different, and I've changed the way that I view these games. You have to slow down. Slow down. Just slow down. That's it. If you want him to make adjustments, say that. No one has problems with that. But calling for D'Amico Ryans to be fired, calling for Kyle Shanahan to be fired, that's overreactionary. That's you going too far. Adjustments are one thing. Calling for everybody to be fired is completely out of pocket and wrong. That's it. Done. End of it.
Absolutely love the bye-week state of the franchise, because all Jason is doing right now is cooking. Just cooking. Everyone pulling receipts on everybody, and it's phenomenal. I love it. Let's get to this one super chat. Scott Hill says, "Hey guys, how confident are you about Armstead? What are your thoughts on Armstead moving forward?" I think we would have hoped to see him against the Rams. I would imagine we see him on the other side against the Chargers. What do you think?
If you get, I want to put 49er fans in this same mindset, and hopefully, I'm wrong on this one. But if you get anything out of Eric Armstead, it's a W. I don't think you guys understand plantar fasciitis and what that does for especially a defensive tackle, and especially of a man of his stature. It's scary. They can manage it. He has another week. Hopefully, they figure out a regimen where they can get him, going. But if you do get anything out of Eric Armstead, it's an absolute plus. The way that I want 49er fans to view this is, don't expect anything, but anything you get is a plus. That's it. And I hate it because the 49ers are absolutely missing Eric Armstead.
Yeah.
Don't let this win blind you from the fact that Eric Armstead is absolutely missed in the middle of the defense. Kevin Gibbons has done a bang-up job. They have found ways to rotate guys in the middle there. They ain't Eric. And so many people continue to disrespect Eric Armstead, especially early on in the season when he wasn't there. Well, look how well the defense is playing without Eric Armstead. I think that was a little bit of byproduct of who they were playing as opposed to who was stepping in. Eric Armstead is 100% somebody that 31 other teams would love to have on their side and be their defensive tackle and be in the middle right there for them. And he is invaluable to this team. If you get anything from Eric Armstead going forward, it is a W. But as of this point, I want 49er fans to kind of set themselves up for he may not contribute in a large way or, worst case scenario at all because of the nature of this injury, because of his stature, because of how much, you need your feet to play football. I don't know if you know this, Brad.
I've heard big guys talk about once those feet start acting up, it's really hard to get it back.
Yeah. And look, I see people asking about Ndamukong Suh. Sure, the 49ers can ask Ndamukong Suh, but I would ask you, or I would ask Suh, do you want to play? And just because the 49ers need something doesn't mean that he's ready to play, or wants to play. See, that's the thing I think a lot of fans need to remember too. Just because a guy's a free agent doesn't mean that he's a free agent because no one's asking. Did you ever think that maybe he's made enough money in his life and he's chilling and he's in his house? It's something that needs to be addressed. When Suh doesn't sign with anybody, don't make it seem like the 49ers are like, oh, well, they passed up on a chance. How do you know they didn't call and ask? How do you know that Ndamukong Suh wants to play? So, I mean, it's a give and take, just a give and take. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the hope is that Eric Armstead can return and be that force that we remember last year in the playoff run and what he was able to do by creating pressure on the interior, the run stuffing that he provides, his ability to take on double teams is underrated. People don't see that because it doesn't show up in the stat sheet. But the hope is Eric Armstead can be back, and as well as Javon Kinlaw. But we'll see. I think our boy Jordan Elliott, Splash Cousin, put out an article today. It was actually a phenomenal article, kind of detailing how DeMeco Ryans has had to overcome losing both Kinlaw and Armstead this year by running 4 defensive end sets, where he called it, I think, the lightning package, where you basically have Bosa, Sosa, then you have Omenihu, Drake Jackson on the interior, and how they've been pretty damn successful out of that package. So they found ways to work around it, but I think where they're missing it really the most is in the run game. Again, when those defensive tackles are forcing double teams, it allows your linebackers to roam free. But if you're getting combo blocked to death, it opens up big holes for these running backs to go through. And those defensive tackles are a huge reason for Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw being able to flow sideline to sideline and fill gaps and do all that kind of stuff. Coach says the difference is that CMC gives Kyle his version of a quarterback. Let's face it, the only position that gets leeway to create and dominate in their own way in this offense is a running back, not quarterback. Most coaches need their quarterback. Kyle Shanahan needed his running back. I mean, you look at Kyle Shanahan's offenses, or the Shanahan offense in general, going back to Mike and the Denver Broncos, a lot of it flows through the running back, and it's a lot of play action. It's a lot of things that the run sets up. It's almost like the passing game is a function of the running game. How the running game gets linebackers and safeties flowing one direction, they come back and they bang it on the backside. I agree with that. What do you think?
And there's no bigger example than the jump man touchdown from Christian McCaffrey, right? You go through 4 different reads, and Christian McCaffrey literally is just in the flat standing there because he's a byproduct of it. It's not supposed to ever get to him.
Right.
Him and Jimmy have not been playing long. They lock eyes, and McCaffrey knows exactly where to go. and he runs into the end zone, and Jimmy gives him a ball that only he can catch. Now, if Christian McCaffrey doesn't catch that, what happens? It's incomplete. You take your field goal and you move on. But this is Christian McCaffrey, and he's wearing 23, and white man can jump, and that man got up, and he went in, and he went and got it. That's the Christian McCaffrey effect. Unfortunately, if that was Jeff Wilson, that's an incomplete pass. If that was Raheem Mostert, that's an incomplete pass. Just is.
Yeah.
So that's the effect, right? This is what you mean by taking the pressure off Jimmy Garoppolo. Is if you guys want to talk about simplifying the game, and you need to for Jimmy Garoppolo to, cover up the limitations, then Christian McCaffrey is the exact right move for him, and is the exact player to fill that need. And you watched it. They literally locked eyes, and he went into the end zone, and Jimmy didn't hesitate, let that thing rip, and guess what? Touchdown. That was a play 2 weeks ago that would have been an incompletion, ended up in a field goal, and we would be here on State of the Franchise on the bye week talking about, man, this offense does not execute in the red zone. They don't get it done in the red zone. That's the difference between Christian McCaffrey and everyone else.
Absolutely. And Jimmy Garoppolo said when he was talking about Christian McCaffrey, he's like, he sees the field like a quarterback. And I think that I know a lot of fans might not understand what that means, but there are very certain things that quarterbacks are keying on in regards to coverage. And when you and another player who you're throwing to see it the same way and have the same thought process and what the reactionary move, route, whatever that is, and you both see it the same way, it allows you to be on this different wavelength than a lot of other people. So I think Christian McCaffrey really does bring this element to this team, and it really is going to open up Kyle Shanahan's offense. And to agree again with Coach, it's why I was really big on the move. I was really hyped on it. I thought it was a phenomenal trade, and I think we're seeing the fruits of that. Oh, we got legend in the chat. Vish, it's the Jason Aponte.
Vish, have you seen that maniac on Twitter who's like, and on any of our posts, he's like, stop supporting Grant Cohn, Fish, Kamarin, and Naylor, and Aponte. And I'm just like, what on earth is this man doing? Like, and I wish you would touch some grass, like, real quick. I mean, if you haven't, Vish, shoot me a text real quick and I'll show you real fast. But yeah, man, goodness gracious, man. I am afraid for the people who take this way too serious. Yes, Steve, exactly, Vish. You seen it, man. Steve, literally, if you go to his Twitter profile, it is the same actual response to everybody. Like, this man is a nut job, bro. It's so funny, man. I love Steve.
I'm not familiar with Steve. Someone's gonna have to shoot me his profile.
Oh no, I'll show. Well, you know what it is, Brad, is you haven't been on with Grant Cohn regularly, so he's like Jack Hammer, Fish, Kamarin, and Naylor, and Aponte, and it's like everybody, all of us, we're all. I'm like, I woke up this morning, God-fearing man, everything, and I was just like, now why am I in it? What I like? Yeah, see how
what did I do now?
I was like, I ain't even do nothing, man.
Catching strays on your day off, man.
Steve keeps me accountable. He's an actual bot.
Well, Jason, we've reached that point in the state of the franchise. Is there any other points that you wanted to touch on before we get out of here for the day?
No. I'm happy that I have you to do this for, every week on Wednesday, Brad. And yeah, we're supposed to take the week off, but fuck the Rams. They suck, man. Let's just cook their asses. Like, I'm tired of this shit, man. I really am tired of being humble. Like, I don't have time to be humble when people like, the 7 Rams fans and the 2 Rams YouTubers continue to run. It's Wednesday. Your team, as the way I believe Big Cat on PFT said, the Bucks versus the Rams is the loser leaves town game. One of you loses and you got to go home. So don't worry about us. Don't worry about us. We are the least of your worries at this point. You can't beat us again. Don't talk to me about meeting in the playoffs because you won't be there. Don't talk to me about what happened last year because I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. Don't talk to me about your Super Bowl win because that was last year, this year, and for all the years, y'all get cooked. And I could not pass up an attempt because there's nothing more in the world that I love than tooting my own horn and saying I was right, you were wrong, and that's what I'm doing.
And cooking the Rams, and not even just the Rams too. Some of our own faithful, because they need it. They need it.
Oh yeah,
we got some of our own that need to be cooked a little bit.
Oh yeah, and I'm a little bit disappointed with you guys, but it's okay. We're gonna let it slide. Nothing but good vibes. Nothing but good vibes right here, right? Like this entire week. We're good. Good vibes, straight up. Like 49ers are going to win the bye week. They're undefeated in bye weeks. That is something that is an
guaranteed
fact.
No loss coming.
Guaranteed no loss. And then guess what? You've been waiting all day for Sunday Night Football. Los Angeles Chargers. They get 2 weeks off. Reinforcements are back. Christian McCaffrey gets another week to absorb the playbook because that's what he's doing. It's a beautiful time to be a 49ers fan at this point. That's it. And I just want you guys to be happy. I just want you guys to be happy. Really. Like there's been enough misery over the years and over these last few weeks. I want you guys to just be happy because I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Should have been happy when they traded for CMC because that tells you that this team is trying to win a Super Bowl right now. They're not messing around. They're not waiting. It's right now. It's go time. We got a special guest appearance.
She's like, I don't know. She's like dipping in and out. She's like over here with her little iPad. And come here, boo boo. Come here. You're hungry. All right. Well, there you go. Hungry.
The queen of the house has spoken. She wants her food. And so that is a perfect time for us to wrap it up today on the state of the franchise. Again, we weren't really sure if this episode was going to go down, but we are here. We did it. Even though I tipped our hand. Hi, Everly. You're muted, by the way.
Oh, I know. But, she's not saying anything anyway. She don't really care. Yeah, she's like, I'm good on this. I don't care. Like Sundays is funny because I'll tell Everly, the TV has to go off, baby. It's time for football. And she'll be like, no football. And she just gets all this.
She's like, just like my kids.
Yeah, that's
just like my kids. They're like, I'm sick of this football, man. Get us on my screen. But well, I don't know about next week. Actually, I can't confirm. I know state of the franchise for me next Wednesday. I'll be out of town. So I'm definitely going on.
I will say this. This was supposed to be the week that we take a break. This was supposed to be the week that we didn't do anything. So, Brad could say that now. But don't be shocked if there's state of the franchise on Wednesday with Brad in like a lake house or something like that. So, stay tuned.
Just in the middle of the wilderness on.
And what's funny is yesterday I'm like, I'm completely like, well, there's gonna be no news this week, and then Jeff Wilson gets traded, and I'm like, shit, man. It's like I was like, I gotta jump on live and talk about this, and someone pointed out what happened to your week off. Well, it's Wednesday. I mean, and Friday, Sprint Right Option Podcast, we're gonna do midseason awards. So yeah, there are no weeks off, none.
No weeks,
especially when we can gloat and cook the 7 Rams fans in the world. God bless their hearts.
Absolutely. Coach says, I need to flame myself. I called this game a loss in the chat. I called it 26-22.
No.
Clown. Gotta call it fair. Nah.
No.
We wanted some of that reverse energy.
Yeah.
We needed it.
Yeah.
We needed that.
Brad tried it with the Chiefs game.
I tried it.
Brad tried it with the Chiefs game, and he was like, "Hopefully, we'll be back here celebrating a Chiefs win." He kind of manifested that one, man. He kind of. I'm not gonna let them get that off the hook.
No, I'll take that L. I'll hold that big L. That was me. I was like, I don't think the 49ers are gonna beat the Chiefs, and the 49ers were like, well, bet.
Well, he's not wrong.
Well, he's not wrong. Chili said sweep. Got any other content? I think you mentioned Sprint Ride Option this week.
Yeah.
Sprint Ride Option stuff cooking up?
No, Sprint Ride Option Friday. We're gonna do midseason awards, so you guys can join in on that. It's a fun little way to fill content, and then I'm trying to take the week off because like it's birthday week, all that stuff. Like trying to enjoy myself a little bit. I might even go watch the 49ers Super Bowl opponent, the Buffalo Bills, as they play very close to my house, like right out this window. they'll be at MetLife Stadium. I'll get to watch and scout them a little bit more because the 49ers will be playing them in Glendale. Oh, wait. Did I say that out loud? Okay, yeah, I definitely did.
Ooh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep my predictions under wrap because last time I brought the incorrect one to fruition, so no more this time. But appreciate everyone tapping as always. That's Jason Aponte. You know where to follow him right there on the screen. I'm Brad Graham, the SF Niners everywhere. I'll be on 95.7 The Game tomorrow morning.
Woo!
So
Cooking.
we cooking out here, baby. You know the vibes. Yo, Jason and I and Jordan are just resident
rotating
95.7.
Yeah.
Baby.
Shout out to the morning roast and 95.7 The Game for believing in us poor little content creators and giving us a platform, man. Like, it is such a beautiful thing. Shout out to Bonsa, Shasky, Sam, who is the person that reaches out to us all the entire time, man. It's a beautiful thing.
We got Kyle Madsen producing out there too, I think.
Dude, it's something that I could have never imagined being on Bay Area radio and speaking about this team, man. Like, no matter what happens with this team, man, I've got to say that shit is always cool, man. And it's incredible for all of us. I'm so happy for all of you guys.
When's your birthday?
Saturday.
It's coming.
Saturday.
You hear that, everyone? Make sure you blow up this man on Twitter, on Instagram, the DMs. Wish this man a happy birthday. Hardest working man in show business. It's a phenomenal time. Always love doing this with you, Jason.
Oh yeah,
I'm glad we got it done, and I'm glad we were talking.
And you wanted to take the week off.
I know. What the hell, man?
What are you even doing over here, man? Who cares, man? Shit, man. I don't care. I don't care, man. I mean, he's on 95.7 The Game. Who cares, man?
Oh, nothing like a rich impression to end the episode. You love to see it. We're gonna be back. Probably not next Wednesday, but we'll see.
We'll see. I don't know, man. I don't know. We weren't supposed to be back today either.
We were supposed to be back today, but hey, it happened. Things happen. Yep. Things change. So we'll see. Appreciate everyone, as always, tapping in. Smash that like button on both channels. Hit that sub button. Appreciate you all. Enjoy your bye week. Let's go. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see